Hello, everyone. It's Charlton, and the missing teacher, elementary teacher in Maine, Kristin Westra. Well, they located a body immediately behind her house. They haven't positively, identified it as her. However, her husband posted on his own Facebook page at some point today that my heart was crushed today, and given the circumstances, most people obviously assume that it is her that was found. It was found. A body was found between Lufkin Road and Gray Road. It was actually found behind a residence on Gray Road, which sort of runs parallel with Lufkin Road. She and her husband live on Lufkin Road. Lufkin Road. The woods in the area is unbelievably dense. I could see how it was difficult locating her. But around 10:30 this morning, and actually it was children playing behind a home on Gray Road that found it. It was the grandchildren of Ed Jervis, I think is his name. Ed Jervis, who lives in the house on Gray Road where the police team retrieved the body, confirmed that it was his grandchildren who found the body in the woods. He was at work at the time, but his wife Joyce was at home. He asked if his grandchildren were all right. Jervis said, "I hope so," before declining to comment further. In fact, that's the only way. The police have not commented at all on it. They haven't even positively identified that it was her, although the search has been called off. And again, the husband posted on his Facebook page, "My heart was crushed today." This is from 7 hours ago. So that was around 2 p.m. today. It was 10:30 when they found the body. So half mile from her home, behind it. I don't know exactly where on this road it is, but if you look at the street level, it's extremely it's very there's woods everywhere. It's extremely dense woods, and this is her street. I have no idea where her house is. I'm just trying to illustrate how it was a very difficult time to find her. So and it does say in the same article, this was reported before, that it was just a crime scene tape. It was in front of a house on Gray Road, but officials would not say whether the body was found on that property. No one answered the phone number listed for that address. Kristin Westra's brother, Eric Rohrbach, has described his sister as an early riser, as someone who is active and fit, and that leaving the home without telling anyone or having a way to communicate was deeply out of character for her. Apparently, she's been suffering with anxiety and sleeplessness. Her husband reports that she actually met with a nurse practitioner the same day or the day before she went missing over that anxiety, and it was determined that she was feeling better. She wasn't a danger to herself or anybody else. It's not. He's not aware of her being on any medication. But that evening, Sunday night, and she went for a jog. He went to the grocery store with his daughter. They all came back, had dinner together, went to bed around 8 o'clock. And he said that around 3:30, woke up, noticed she wasn't in the bed with him, and he assumed she went to the room, another room, to get to sleep by herself, because again, she's been having sleepless nights. According to another report, Eric Rohrbach, her brother, reported the same thing, that she was having trouble sleeping recently, and didn't think of anything of it until the next morning when he woke up, and took a shower, and passing the room where he expected to see her, she wasn't in there, and then his panic began. So the garage door, according to him, was slightly ajar. He expected that she would have left out that door, whether she went just for a walk because she couldn't sleep or what. And how she ended up where she was, we just have no clue. And it's definitely extremely odd. So I'm sure we're going to hear more about this. Just the circumstances of it are very, very, just a mystery as to why she would wander into the woods, a half mile behind her home, sleepwalking. It could be anything. And I was mentioning that that the home renovation, which supposedly I think has contributed to her stress level, might have been a factor, because I've mentioned that in previous videos of old homes where you're doing renovations and you're grinding and sawing and tearing up materials that are extremely toxic, asbestos, lead, and other things, and that there's just, it's in the air. You breathe it. I know when we did renovations in our own home, the contractor had constantly an air filter running, a machine that was meant to, but it doesn't get it all. And when you're living in the same place where the renovations are taking place, and you're basically just living in it with that dust all over you all the time, I don't know. It just can trigger different reactions in different people and cause severe anxiety for some individuals and not for others. I mean, that's completely my own opinion. I'm not an expert on the field, other than having done some demolitions on several investment properties that my parents had purchased, and we've redone. So I've had some experience with that. And there's just all sorts of things in these old homes that were built 100 years ago. The concrete that you use in these homes that you saw through, or anything, the adhesives that beneath the floors that you rip up, and you smell the things, the materials that you're sawing through and scraping up and using a grinder tool on and stuff, and a multi-tool on or whatever to get it up. You smell it, and it's toxic. It's dangerous, and you wear masks, and that stuff's all in the air. It's just all over your hair and everywhere, and you shower, but you walk around and it happens again. I don't know. All right, so we don't know anything else about about what her condition was, how she was, anything, anything about her body or any of that kind of stuff. There were multiple cars at the home. The family home, at Jay Westra's home. I don't think they spoke with anybody today, and they're obviously healing, and it's just a huge shock and disappointment. Okay, so that's pretty much all we know right now. Children playing in the woods Friday morning discovered a woman's body less than half a mile from the home of missing teacher Kristin Westra. Police said they could not confirm that the woman was Westra and were awaiting positive identification from state medical examiner's office before releasing more information. Westra was last seen Sunday night, about 8 o'clock, when they all went to bed. However, her husband, Jay Westra, posted publicly on his Facebook page shortly after police announcing the findings, "My heart was crushed today." Several cars were parked in the Westra home on Lufkin Road on Friday afternoon. One man told a reporter, "As you can imagine, we're all in shock, and we're not going to be saying anything right now." A group of Kristin Westra's friends and co-workers at the Shabig, Island School, who had gathered in Yarmouth on Friday, also said they didn't want to talk. "Things are still so raw," one woman said. Authorities would not say who found the body or disclose any more information Friday, but it was the grandchildren of the person I was just telling you about. Police, wardens, and volunteers have been searching the area around Westra's home since Monday, when her husband woke up and discovered that she had left without her car or phone. Jay Westra later said in an interview with NBC News that his wife was experiencing anxiety and had a safety assessment Sunday before she disappeared from their home. She was under a lot of stress from renovations at the school where she taught and also at home. So both at the school where she taught. I don't know about that. Renovations at the school where she taught, or if this just stress from school where she taught. I don't know. Could be. Which she shared with her husband, their daughter, and his son. I think they have a daughter together, and he has a son, which is her stepson, I believe. Sunday morning, Kristin was experiencing what I would call some anxiety, and she expressed that she had some sleepless nights and was worried, Jay Westra said. Search resumed Friday morning with several canine teams, but officials quickly converged on a house on Gray Road, or Route 115, which runs almost parallel to Lufkin Road, with a large tract of woods between. And that's I lost my way. This is 115 right there. Gray Road 115. This is Lufkin Road. So in between in here somewhere. And the body was found. The body was found at 10:30 a.m. But Captain Craig Smith of Cumberland County Sheriff's Office would not say who found it or provide other details. On Friday night, Ed Jervis, who lives in the house on Gray Road where the police team retrieved the body, confirmed that it was his grandchildren, which is how I started this report. So that's the story there for now. I'm sure we're going to hear more. It's it's captured my attention. It has for various reasons. But that's it. That's the story there. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I will see you in the next video. Later, man.